Hola, en esta lección vamos a hablar acerca de los mandatos irregulares de la segunda persona singular. If you watched the previous video on forming commands in the to form, you should remember how we form the commands for most verbs. See how you do in the following. Determine which of the words on the screen are affirmative to commands. You should have gotten the following. How'd you do? Well, it should have been pretty easy, because if you remember from the previous video on affirmative to commands, the affirmative to commands are basically just the él, ella, usted form of the present tense. So now if I were to give you 3 verbs in the infinitive, you should be able to change them to their command form, right? Try to change them. You should have gotten baila, dance, corre, run, duerme, sleep. Remember, these would be different than the to form in the present tense in meaning. The command, of course, means do it, while the to form in the present tense is just describing something that happens or is happening. So, using the él, ella, usted form to form the to command will work for most verbs, but there are still some irregulars. Here are some of the more common verbs that will be irregular in the commands. They would change to the following. Ven, di, sal, haz, ten, ve, pon, sé. So, as you can see, these don't really follow the pattern of the rest of the verbs. If only there were a way to remember these. Well, a while back, a fellow Spanish teacher taught me a saying that you can use to remember it. Keep in mind, this is not my creation or my idea, but as the Spanish teachers, we typically share ideas with each other. So, if you can remember the following said in a horribly strange accent, ven, di, salas, ten, ve, ponse, then you should kind of hear out of that, Vin Diesel has 10 weapons, but in a strange accent. And that might actually help you remember the affirmative to commands that are irregular. So go ahead and match the following irregular to commands to their English translation. Pause the video if you need more time, and check the word bank if you aren't sure about a word. Pon, put, say, be, haz, do, or make. Sal, leave, ten, have, ven, come. Di, say, ten, have, ve, go. Say, be, haz, do or make, sal, leave. Pon, put, ve, go, ven, come. Ten, have, pon, put, say, be. Haz, do or make, ve, go, say, be. Di, say, ve, go, ten, have. Ven, come, ten, have, di, say. Muy bien. Now let's go ahead and figure out which command would fit in the following situations. Pause the video if you need more time, and check the word bank if you aren't sure about a word. Juanito llega de la escuela y camina hacia la televisión. Su mamá le dice, primero haz la tarea. Juanito se cae de su bicicleta. Entra en la casa llorando. Su mamá exclama, ¡ay, mi hijo! Dime qué pasó. Notice that mi hijo is often shortened in speech to mijo, like a contraction, like don't or doesn't. And notice that Me is an indirect object pronoun, and we put those at the end of the affirmative commands. El cuarto de Juanito está muy desordenado. Hay ropa sucia por todas partes. Su mamá le dice, pon tu ropa sucia en el cesto. El hermano de Juanito le dice algo feo y Juanito le pega. Su mamá le dice a Juanito, ve a tu cuarto. Juanito juega en el baño y su mamá quiere usarlo. Ella toca a la puerta y grita, ¡sal del baño! Unos amigos le invitan a Juanito a jugar afuera, pero hace frío. Antes de salir de la casa, su mamá le dice, ponte una chaqueta. En una tienda, Juanito le pregunta a su mamá, ¿ya nos vamos para la casa? Y su mamá le responde, sé paciente, mijo. La mamá de Juanito abre el refrigerador y no hay leche. Le dice a Juanito, ve a la tienda por leche. Tengo una cosa más. Go ahead and translate the following into Spanish. Remember that the verbs are irregular. Pause the video if you need more time, and check the word bank if you aren't sure about a word. Do me a favor. Hazme un favor. Notice that me is an indirect object pronoun, and we attach these at the end of our affirmative to commands. Tell us the truth about what happened. Dinos la verdad de lo que pasó. And notice that nos is also an indirect object pronoun, and we attach it at the end. Put the dirty dishes in the sink. Pon los platos sucios en el fregadero. Be happy. Sé feliz. Go to the party. Ve a la fiesta. We're at my house. Come over. Estamos en mi casa. Ven. Be careful on the trip. Ten cuidado en el viaje. You could also say cuídate for take care, but that isn't an irregular verb, so that's why I didn't use it. Get out of the car. Sal del coche. Get out of here. Vete de aquí. Notice we attach the reflexive pronoun te, and there are many ways to say get out of here. Other ways would be lárgate, márchate, but we're trying the irregular forms in this video, so irse, to leave or to go away. Muy bien, the verbs in this video are some of the most common irregulars, but you might notice that there are other verbs that contain the verbs in this video in them, and therefore also change in the irregular way. Por ejemplo, tener is to have, mantener is to maintain. So the command of mantener for the to form would be mantén, maintain. Poner is to put, place, or to set. Suponer is to suppose. So to tell somebody suppose in the to form, supón. Venir is to come. Prevenir is to prevent. So to tell somebody in the to form, prevent something, preven. These are just some of the many verbs that have these irregulars inside of them. Oh, and there's one more thing you might come across as you're learning Spanish in the affirmative commands. Occasionally you might hear estar as a command. You don't hear it used too often, but one specific phrase is kind of common, especially when parents are talking to their children and that kind of thing. And that is, estate quieto. Or if they're talking to a girl, estate quieta. This is like saying, calm down, sit still, or just simply be quiet. It's weird because estar usually isn't reflexive, but it's made reflexive in this case for emphasis. Some of the other forms you might hear, if the usted form would be estése quieto, or for a female, estése quieta. And the ustedes would be esténse quietos, or for females, esténse quietas. Muy bien, es todo para esta lección. Hopefully you found it helpful and understand a little bit more how to boss people around in Spanish. Feel free to practice your own irregular affirmative to commands in the comments section below. Gracias por mirar y nos vemos.